So respected chairmen of different colleges, and we have the AICT chairman, ISTE chairmen, and of course the chairman of the association, Self-Financing Association, Mr. Viswanathan. So as Vasu said, so many chairmen in one room, we get a bit jittery in terms of what to talk, right? So first of all, I'd like to thank the organizers for giving me this wonderful opportunity to be here to share the dais with such eminent personalities. And of course, I'm standing between you and lunch. And also, I happen to be the last speaker, right? While introducing itself, the moderator said, speak a few words, right? So keeping all this in mind, of course, the good thing is most of the things which I have in my slide are all covered already. So first of all, I'd like to thank all of you. We have NASCOM, Puru shared a lot of slides in terms of data, in terms of where we are today. And this industry has grown because of people like you. So on behalf of Wipro and my personal behalf, I'd like to thank each one of you for all the effort you have been putting to give us good quality engineers who have been the pillar of different organizations like us and helped us to reach wherever we are today. So I just have 4 slides, 4 or 5 slides, and some of these slides are repetitive. So what I like to talk is, what are some of the trends that's happening, and what are some of the shifts what we see as a recruiting organization, and what it really means for people like you who are supplying that talent to us. Just. Yeah. Sure. Thank you. See, these are, this has been covered by Puru in detail in terms of, what are some of the technology changes that's happening, what are some of these keywords which is coming up, right? And one underlying trend is automation. That's something which is changing the entire thing. So I always look at the good side. What this automation really means is, a lot of these low level or low skill level jobs are all getting automated. So what it really means is, the message which I want all of you to take to your students is, this industry will start offering more high skilled jobs. Because some of these L0, L1 work which traditionally an engineer from campus used to do, it's all getting automated. Where companies like Wipro, for example, we have a Homes One platform, which is completely an artificial intelligence platform. So like that, most of the other organizations also have platforms like that, which is helping a long way in terms of automation. So the message for your engineers is, this industry will start offering better job profiles. Some of these technologies is where a lot of recruitment is going to happen in the future. Blockchain or a cloud or a machine learning or a software defined everything. This technology, again, I'm not going to repeat, since Puru had covered in extreme detail in terms of what are the technologies coming up. So what it really means is, because the jobs are going to be of high profile, the expectation from engineers also naturally increases in terms of what we expect from engineers. So in terms of skills, what we expect, I just want to focus on 2 things. Programming skills. Rest of the things is something which all of us know in terms of what is expected. But the future is towards having good ability to write good coding. If you look at historically, we've been recruiting for aptitude and attitude. But the future will be towards having the right programming skills. That was a nice to have quality before. But if you really look at how things will emerge in the future, we need to have people with extremely good coding talent. They should have that ability to write 30 or 40 or whatever number of lines of code without errors. That's where we see a significant change in the future. And of course, the good thing is, it's already in different campuses. If you really look, we are seeing that trend where the college is investing on getting the right programming talent in students. But we need to really have a high rigor there, and we need to have a focus to ensure that when the guy is, the engineer is ready to pass from the college, he has good programming talent. The other thing is the practical domain knowledge. If one of the key differentiators for IT organizations like ours today is, we tell our customer that we not only have good technical knowledge, we also bring in a lot of domain skills. So that domain knowledge is becoming again extremely important, and that's another area for institutions to focus in terms of how we can get the right domain knowledge for students. And of course, communication skills has been told in multiple forums. So Vasu mentioned about the models getting changed and the engineers getting exposed to customer at very, very early stage of the career. If you look at in the past, only an account manager or a project manager used to interact with the customers, and what happens below that is completely left up to the organizations. But today, for every dollar the customer is spending, he wants to know where he is spending that money. So that's where the engineers are having customer interviews and things like that even before they get into the projects. So again, anything has two sides to it. So the positive side is engineers interact with the customers at a very, very early stage of the career. And of course, what it really means is to have those kind of interactions with the customer, communication skills becomes extremely important. And of course, the other thing in terms of learning aptitude, we say you'll have to learn, unlearn a lot of things which is not required, and then relearn some of the concepts. So this is again has been spoken in detail since morning, so I don't want to cover that. Value system, of course, problem solving. Mr. Nair had a very, very nice speech on problem solving and how relevant that is. Right? Values, again, we had one of the speakers in the morning talking about honesty, integrity, and other things. That's again extremely important for success. So what are some of the shifts and trends which we are seeing, right? This slide is extremely important for all the college chairmen and the placement heads who are here. You need to understand this, the future of recruitment, how it's going to change. So the first shift, this is always my favorite thing. There is an overall shift happening from employability to deployability. So when we say, traditionally we've been always talking about employability, how we can make people employable. But with all the changes that's happening in the industry, the focus today is, every meeting I attend with my senior management, it's always about, how we can reduce the training cycle, how we can make engineers deployable from day one. So that's a fundamental shift that's happening where from employability, we are talking about deployability, where how soon an engineer can be deployed into projects and can become a billable resource for the organization. And the second major shift is, we've been always having this model of where we hire in en masse and then train the resources in our campus. So again, we see a fundamental shift there. We are looking at different models, how we can engage with institutions, where the training happens in the institutions, and we can hire a trained resource. The third, again, you would have seen this year itself, there has been a drop in terms of the kind of volume hiring that used to happen in the past. So that shift is from volume hiring to value hiring. So we all need to see what kind of values we can provide the engineers so that the organization understands that value and recruits them. And of course, value hiring doesn't mean, if you can have a lot of engineers who provide that value, again, volumes can still happen. We have seen again that there are enough opportunities for the right skilled people. But overall, the focus is not on quantity, but the focus is on quality. And if you get the right value in the engineers, the volumes and quantity can still happen, but you need to create that kind of people. The other trend which we are seeing is fit for purpose hiring, where engineers will be hired for specific roles, right? So for example, it could be a VLSI domain, or it could be an embedded domain, or a telecom domain, or somebody with skills like Salesforce, or where they have that technology domain and they are hired for specific roles within the organization. That's another trend we are seeing, this profile-based hiring or fit-for-purpose hiring, where people are earmarked for specific job roles. And the last, the future will be towards this, where we'll have a lot of these contests. Vasu spoke about Code Vita. So there will be n number of contests that will be keep happening, where it doesn't matter where the student is studying. See, some of us visit certain colleges based on certain criteria, but what we see in the future is it doesn't matter which college the student is studying. If he has those programming ability and ability to solve problems, it doesn't matter which part of the country, whether you are in Northeast or whether you are in Jammu, you'll have opportunities to participate in these kind of contests, and you'll be getting job offers based on that. That's something where, of course, AICT took a wonderful lead this year and conducted that hackathon across the country. That's the first step, and I really want to congratulate them for, creating this kind of an awareness, because more than an organization doing, a body like AICT doing, it reaches out to a larger audience. But that's where we see a lot of future, where there could be, at least from a Wipro perspective, we want to hire 10-15% of our overall hires through this kind of a model in the future, where it not only provides an opportunity for colleges which we are not partnered with right now, and it also helps for us to access to a larger audience and larger part of the country. So overall, it's not as gloomy as it's projected in papers. Definitely, I am very, very happy listening to different speakers today, in terms of the new opportunities coming up and what are some of the initiatives taken by the government. And, overall, it's not definitely so gloomy. So what is some of the bright things which our graduates can look forward to? Overall, as a country, we are growing. Of course, the job growth can improve, but still we are among the best growing countries in the world. And it's a digital ready market, and overall there is a positive investment climate. Of course, digital, we are already taken a lot of initiatives. More than we have 7,000 firms focusing on digital solutions. And there are 1.5 lakh digital employees and 2,000 digital focused startups. So we are definitely on top of the curve to make or take advantage of the digitization that's happening. Of course, we have the required infrastructure. We have a high volume of diverse employable resources. If they are really skilled, India has the biggest demographic advantage with so many people who are ready for employment. And if you really look at the number of people who are studying in schools, that's a huge thing, to really look forward to. And what required is the effective collaboration. Of course, thanks to institutions like NASSCOM, we are considered as a pioneer when it comes to IT industry. And we have things like Startup India and other things which really helps us to develop entrepreneurial environment. And innovation, again, we have a lot of focus with some of the initiatives which taking up. To sum up, friends, what I really want all of you to take to your colleges and students is, we are in exciting environment, and there are enough opportunities for the right skilled people. And all of us need to work together to get those right skills in our engineers, so that not only we develop as a country, we see a good social environment where all of us can grow together. Once again, I'd like to thank the chairman, sir, for giving us this wonderful opportunity to be here, and have a good lunch, and have a great year ahead. Thank you.